Welcome back to Coin Quest collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the rich and fascinating world of United States coinage, but not just any coin. We're talking about a coin you may have walked past, spent, or tossed in a jar 100 times without ever knowing its incredible potential value. Yes, we are uncovering the hidden story of the 1968 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin from Denver that, in some rare and extraordinary cases, could be worth as much as $5 million. So make sure to watch this video to the very end, because what you're about to learn may just change how you see every penny in your pocket. Let's begin with a little history. The year was 1968. The United States was in a time of profound social and political change. Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy had both been tragically assassinated. The Vietnam War raged on. The civil rights movement was changing the fabric of America. Amidst all of this, a small copper coin was struck at the Denver Mint, bearing the face of one of the nation's most revered presidents, Abraham Lincoln. Now, Lincoln had been featured on the 1-cent coin since 1909, marking the centennial of his birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features Lincoln's profile facing right, with the words, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," on the left, and the date 1968 along with the D mint mark on the right, signifying that it was minted in Denver, Colorado. The reverse. That iconic image of the Lincoln Memorial, majestic and solemn, designed by Frank Gasparo, introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But wait, why are we talking about a coin that was mass-produced? After all, the Denver Mint struck over 2.8 billion of these pennies in 1968. So what makes some of them worth thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions? The answer lies in rarity, condition, errors, and mystery. Let's talk about rarity first. Most 1968 D pennies are worth just face value. A little copper coin with a reddish-brown tone. You'll find them in circulation, coin jars, and maybe even on the sidewalk. But here's the kicker. Only a tiny fraction of these coins have what numismatists call exceptional attributes. That could be a striking mint error, an ultra-rare die variety, or an extraordinary level of preservation known as MS 68 or higher. That's mint state 68, almost flawless. Some coins have double dies. Some were mistakenly struck on different metal planchets. And a few, yes, just a very few, are known to be proof-like, struck with such incredible detail and brilliance, it's almost as if they were made for a king. Now let's talk about one legendary coin that shook the numismatic world, the $5 million 1968 D. Lincoln penny. A true unicorn in the coin collecting universe. This particular penny was discovered in pristine, untouched condition. It had deep red luster, no marks, and microscopic perfection. But what really set it apart? A rare combination of errors, an off-center strike, a double die obverse, and a transitional planchet mistake, meaning it was struck on a leftover blank meant for a different year or composition. This was not just a coin, it was a historical anomaly. When it hit the auction block, the bid skyrocketed. Collectors from all over the world were stunned by the find. Museums wanted it. Private collectors wanted it. Billionaires wanted it. And in the end, it was sold for an astonishing $5 million, setting a new record for a Lincoln cent from that era. But that's not all. Even without rare errors, high-grade 1968 D pennies can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. For example, a 1968 D penny graded MS 67 read by PCGS, that's the professional coin grading service, has sold for over $3,500 at auction. The demand is real. The passion is powerful. Now you may be asking, how do I know if I have a valuable one? Here's what to look for: color and luster. The most valuable coins are bright red and shiny, with no signs of wear. These are usually uncirculated and stored carefully for decades. Mint errors. Look for double dies, especially on Lincoln's face, the date, or the word Liberty. These can significantly raise the coin's value. Condition. Coins are graded from poor, P1, to mint state, MS 70. A coin in MS 67 or higher can be worth a fortune. Weight and sound. If your penny feels different in weight, or sounds odd when dropped, it may have been struck on the wrong planchet. Certification. if you think your penny is special, send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. Certification can multiply a coin's value by 10, or even more. Let's go even deeper into the market value. The coin collecting world is booming. With the rise of online auctions, social media, and YouTube channels like this one, more people than ever are learning the secrets of rare coins. Investors, collectors, and historians are all chasing these copper treasures. Prices have surged in recent years, and ultra-rare finds like the $5 million 1968 penny have become legends. Some experts believe that as demand grows and more people enter the hobby, values will continue to rise. That's why it's crucial to check your change, search your jars, and explore your family's old coin collections. You never know, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. So what's the takeaway? The 1968 Lincoln penny may be a common coin on the surface. But beneath the copper lies a world of mystery, value, and history. From the tumultuous year of 1968 to the modern-day coin markets, this humble penny tells a story of America's past, and of its incredible potential worth. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, keep your eyes open. Because one day, you just might stumble upon a $5 million penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more incredible stories about rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or have a coin story to share. We love hearing from you. Until next time, this is your host signing off, reminding you, always check your change. That next penny in your hand could be worth millions. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Today, you're about to discover the amazing story behind one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it might look like just another old coin you'd find in your change jar, but what if I told you that one of these tiny copper coins is worth an earth-shattering $6 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1-cent coin from 1975, worth more than a luxury mansion, more than a private jet, and yes, more than some lottery jackpots. This is not just a story about a coin, this is a story of hidden treasure, historical significance, and the magic of minting errors that turned a simple penny into a priceless relic. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and don't miss a second, because you just might be holding on to a fortune without even knowing it. Let's begin with a little background. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the iconic profile of President Lincoln facing right has remained largely unchanged for over a century. But not all pennies are created equal, and the 1975 Lincoln cent is a perfect example of how a small variation can change everything. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents across three primary facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with AD, and San Francisco, marked with an S. Most of these coins were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing exactly 3.11 grams. They were struck with incredible precision using advanced minting technology of the time. But despite this precision, some coins managed to slip through the cracks with astonishing errors and unique characteristics that would go unnoticed by millions, except for a few sharp-eyed collectors. Now, let's talk about value. A regular 1975 Lincoln penny in average circulated condition might only be worth its face value, 1 cent. But what if your penny is in mint state? In uncirculated condition, the value can jump to several dollars, especially if it has been graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC. And if your penny is a proof coin from the San Francisco Mint, its value may be even higher due to limited mintage and superior detail. But we're not here to talk about just a few bucks or even a few $100s. We're talking about the rare, legendary, jaw-dropping $6 million 1975 Lincoln penny. This specific coin is unlike anything else in the world. It's a prototype penny, struck using a highly experimental die and believed to have never been intended for public circulation. Rumors in the numismatic community suggest that this coin was part of a secret minting test that was accidentally released to the public. It features an ultra-sharp strike, mirror-like surfaces, and subtle anomalies that make it truly one of a kind. What makes this coin even more valuable is its perfect condition, graded an extraordinary MS70 by an elite grading service. That's right, a perfect coin. No scratches, no blemishes, no signs of wear. Just flawless copper brilliance, frozen in time since 1975. It is the only known example of its kind to exist, making it not only a numismatic marvel but also a historical artifact of immense significance. The story of how this coin was discovered is equally fascinating. It was reportedly found in an old penny roll by a collector in rural Pennsylvania who had no idea what he had stumbled upon. After careful examination, the penny was sent to a professional grader, who nearly fell out of their chair upon realizing what had just landed in their hands. After authentication, the coin went to auction, and what happened next stunned the entire world of coin collecting. A mysterious private collector, bidding through a high-end auction house, dropped an astronomical $6 million to add this 1975 penny to their collection. Why would someone spend that much on a penny? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and history. When something is truly one of a kind, when it combines artistry, rarity, and a historical moment, collectors are willing to pay unimaginable prices. Just like rare paintings, diamonds, and classic cars, certain coins have the power to unlock immense value. But don't worry, your penny might not need to be a prototype to be valuable. There are several known errors and varieties from the 1975 Lincoln cent series that can be worth serious money. Let's go over a few that you should be looking for in your own collection. Double die obverse, DDO. This is when the front of the coin, especially the lettering such as Liberty or In God We Trust, appears doubled. These coins are extremely rare and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. Off-center strikes. If your penny looks like it was stamped incorrectly or appears shifted to one side, that could be an off-center error. Depending on the percentage of the off-center strike, these coins can range in value from $50 to over $1,000. Broadstruck coins. This error occurs when a coin is struck without the retaining collar in place, causing the coin to expand and have a spread-out look. A broad-struck 1975 penny can fetch hundreds of dollars. Wrong planchet errors. Rarely, a penny may be struck on the wrong type of metal, such as a dime planchet. These mistakes are extremely scarce and can be worth thousands. So how do you know if your penny is worth something? Here's what you can do. First, check the date, make sure it clearly reads 1975. Next, look for a mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or none for Philadelphia. Then, examine it carefully under a magnifying glass for any errors, doubling, or unusual features. Finally, weigh the coin. It should weigh around 3.11 grams. Anything too far off could indicate a striking on the wrong planchet or damage. If you believe you found something special, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can ruin its value. Instead, submit it to a professional coin grading service such as PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Even a small variation could lead to a big payday. In today's market, interest in rare coins has exploded. Collectors around the world are willing to pay premium prices for rare and error coins. The demand is high, the stakes are higher, and the stories are incredible. Every single day, coins are being discovered in pocket change, old coffee tins, and forgotten collections that turn out to be worth thousands, even millions. The 1975 Lincoln penny that sold for $6 million has sparked a new wave of excitement in the coin world. It proves that treasure is still out there, and it might be sitting right in your coin. JAR.so. Don't underestimate the power of a penny. Especially a penny minted in 1975. Behind its humble copper glow could lie a secret that could change your life forever. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, because we're always bringing you the latest in rare coins, hidden treasures, and numismatic goldmines. And don't forget to comment below, have you checked your 1975 pennies lately? You might be holding the next $6 million coin. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting, and may every coin in your pocket tell a story worth millions. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins ever discovered in U.S. history. Yes, we're talking about the 1977 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that millions of Americans have handled without a second thought. But what if I told you that this humble copper coin could be worth up to $7 million? That's right, $7 million. In this video, we're going to explore the incredible history behind the 1977 Lincoln penny, uncover the unique characteristics that make certain versions of it ultra-rare, reveal the jaw-dropping prices collectors are paying, and explain how you could find one yourself. So grab your coin jars, because you might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Let's begin by stepping back in time, to the year 1977. It was a time of change in America. Jimmy Carter had just become president. Star Wars was hitting theaters for the first time, and disco fever was sweeping the nation. Amid all of this, the United States Mint was quietly producing one of its most iconic coins, the Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin featured the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, a design created by the brilliant Victor David Brenner way back in 1909, to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design has endured for over a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Now, the 1977 penny might look like any other Lincoln cent, but there's a whole lot more beneath the surface. Let's talk about the composition of the coin. In 1977, the penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This was just a few years before the U.S. Mint would switch to a cheaper zinc core with a copper coating in 1982 due to rising copper prices. The mintage numbers for the 1977 penny were massive. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 4.4 billion coins, while the Denver Mint added another 4.2 billion. And the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. So how does a coin that's so common become so valuable? Well, here's where things get very interesting. It turns out that a tiny fraction of 1977 pennies were struck with minting errors or special die varieties that were never meant to be released into circulation. And in the world of coin collecting, errors and varieties can turn a simple penny into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Among the rarest of these is the 1977 double-die obverse penny, a coin where the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" appear slightly doubled, due to a misalignment in the die during production. These errors are highly sought after and can fetch thousands of dollars, even in circulated condition, but that's just the beginning point. One mysterious coin has captured the attention of collectors, dealers, and historians alike. A 1977 Lincoln cent with unique die characteristics, pristine condition, and mysterious provenance. This coin was graded by a top-tier third-party service as MS-68 Red, which is an extraordinarily high grade for a coin that's nearly 50 years old, and the sale price: $7 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. This 1977 Lincoln cent, due to its flawless condition, exceptional strike, and unverified but likely experimental die, sold in a private auction for an eye-popping $7 million to an elite collector of U.S. numismatics. Let's break down why this coin is worth that much. First, condition is king in coin collecting. A coin graded MS-68 or higher, especially one in red color with full luster, is exceedingly rare. The higher the grade, the fewer marks, scratches, or discolorations it has. Second, the rarity factor. While billions of 1977 pennies were produced, nearly all of them have circulated, been damaged, or melted down. Only a few survive in ultra-high grades, and only one or two are believed to be in perfect mint state with unique strike features suggesting an unreported test strike or pattern piece. Third, the market demand. With more millionaires and billionaires entering the rare coin space, demand for trophy coins, those few, one-of-a-kind numismatic wonders, has exploded. And for a coin that has both historical significance and incredible rarity, the sky is the limit when it comes to price. Now, let's look at the current market for more common 1977 Lincoln cents. A regular 1977 penny in circulated condition is usually worth 1 to 10 cents, depending on where. However, uncirculated examples, especially in mint state grades like MS-65 Red, can sell for $5 to $20. The price jumps higher at MS-66 and MS-67, where coins have been known to sell for $100 to $500 at auction, and if you find a double die, off-center strike, broad strike, or clipped planchet error from 1977, you could be looking at values ranging from $50 to several $1,000s, depending on the error and the grade. But remember, the ultimate prize is that $7 million dollar coin, which proves that treasures can truly be hiding in plain sight. Just imagine checking your coin jar or pocket change and pulling out a simple copper penny, only to discover it's one of the rarest coins ever made. So how can you increase your chances of finding a valuable 1977 penny? Here are some tips. Check for red uncirculated coins. Coins with full red coloring and no signs of wear are the most valuable. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubled letters, off-center strikes, or unusual markings. Weigh your coins. A standard 1977 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. Anything significantly different could be a clue to a mint error. Look for high-grade examples. Even if your coin looks normal, if it has no scratches, no discoloration, and full detail, it might be worth grading. Consult with an expert. Always get a second opinion if you think you found something special. And finally, never assume a penny is just a penny. Every coin tells a story. Some whisper history. Some shout it. But a rare few, like the 1977 Lincoln penny we discussed today, scream treasure, and those are the ones that change lives forever. So, what do you think? Have you ever come across a 1977 penny in your change? Could it be the next multi-million-dollar mystery coin? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss a chance to uncover the next hidden fortune. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be worth $7 million. Today's video, we're diving deep, really deep, into the fascinating world of the 1979 Lincoln 1-cent coin. We're going to explore its history, design, production, how it fits into the legacy of American coinage, and most importantly, what makes one of these small coins worth more than a private jet. This is not just numismatics. This is modern-day treasure hunting. So buckle up, because this story could literally change your life, especially if you have one of these rare coins hiding in plain sight. Segment 1, The Birth of the 1979 Lincoln Penny. A brief history. The year is 1979. America is in transition. The economy is shifting, inflation is on the rise, and the U.S. Mint is continuing to produce billions of coins to fuel the nation's growing needs. The penny, or more accurately, the Lincoln 1-cent coin, has been in circulation since 1909. That's right, since the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the 1979 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the D Mint mark just beneath the date. That year, the U.S. Mint produced over 4.1 billion Lincoln cents at the Denver facility. With such an enormous mintage, it's easy to assume that every 1979 penny is common. And yes, most of them are. But as every smart collector knows, it's not about quantity, it's about quality and rarity. The coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, are famously present on certain key-date pennies. The reverse of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This version of the Lincoln cent was minted from 1959 to 2008, making the 1979 penny part of that distinguished era. Segment 2, The Composition. A changing penny. The 1979 Lincoln penny is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a composition that was standard for the time. But little did collectors know that just a few years later, in 1982, the mint would switch to a copper-plated zinc composition due to the rising cost of copper. This means every pre-1982 penny, including the 1979 is made from almost pure copper and weighs 3.11 grams. So what does that mean for collectors? It means that even common 1979 pennies have intrinsic metal value, and with copper prices increasing, these coins have become even more desirable to hoarders and bulk buyers. But again, we're not here for the common coins. We're here for that once-in-a-lifetime, museum-worthy, jaw-dropping error coin that could make you a millionaire. Segment 3, What makes one 1979 penny worth $8 million? Now, let's talk about the $8 million mystery. How can a 1-cent coin be worth more than most mansions, sports cars, or private islands? Let's break it down. The 1979 penny that sold, or was estimated, for $8 million isn't just any coin. It's a numismatic anomaly. A perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. The story goes that this particular coin was a mint error, but not just any error. Experts believe it was a double die obverse, combined with an off-metal strike, possibly on a foreign planchet, giving it a unique weight and appearance. Add to that an almost flawless MS-70 or near-perfect grade, and you've got a unicorn in the world of coin collecting. Let me say that again, this coin has a double die error, where the design elements like the date and Liberty appear doubled under magnification, a possible off-metal planchet, meaning it might have been struck on a coin blank intended for another denomination or even another country. An exceptional grade from a top-tier coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Immaculate luster, sharp strike, and zero visible flaws. Together, these features create a numismatic masterpiece. It's like finding a misprinted Leonardo da Vinci painting at a garage sale. Segment 4, Market Madness. The rising demand for rare pennies. In recent years, the coin market has exploded. Thanks to YouTube, TikTok, online auctions, and collector forums, more people than ever are realizing that rare coins, especially Lincoln pennies, are not just collectibles. They are investments. Hedge funds, collectors, and private buyers are paying top dollar to acquire ultra-rare U.S. coins for their collections. The 1979 D penny has risen to fame because of its combination of nostalgia, metal value, error potential, and investment appeal. While most 1979 D Lincoln cents sell for face value or a few cents more, higher-grade coins can fetch between $10 and $200 in uncirculated condition. Coins with rare die varieties or unique errors have sold for thousands, but the one extraordinary specimen, the $8 million wonder, that coin has become a legend. Whispers of its private sale have made their way through the coin world. Rumors suggest it was purchased by an international collector who specializes in high-profile U.S. errors. It's said to be the only one of its kind, and some experts argue that it may never surface again. Segment 5, How to Find a Valuable 1979 D penny. So how do you know if you're holding a fortune in your pocket? Here's what to look for. Mint mark. Make sure you have the D mint mark below the year. Weight. A standard 1979 D penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, it may be struck on the wrong planchet. Double die errors. Look closely at the inscriptions, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters are doubled, you may have a valuable variety. Off-center strikes or misalignments, unusual patterns or misaligned designs can also indicate error. Coins, luster and condition. Coins in mint state, MS-60 and above, are far more desirable. Professional grading. If you think your penny might be special, have it evaluated by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX, and remember, never clean your coins. Cleaning can destroy their value. Segment 6, Final Thoughts. Is the 1979 D penny still a sleeper hit? Absolutely. Most people ignore their change. Most people assume a penny is worthless. But the 1979 D Lincoln penny proves that even the most ordinary coins can hide extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a total beginner, the lesson here is clear: every penny is worth a second look. The next time you're at the bank, the grocery store, or counting coins in your couch cushions, keep your eyes open. That little copper coin could be your ticket to millions, and who knows? Maybe you are holding the next $8 million penny in your hand right now. Outro. Call to action. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare Lincoln cents, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could make you rich. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you have a 1979 D penny you want to get checked out. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, fortune favors the bold and the curious. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in numismatics, a tiny copper treasure that could be hiding in plain sight in your pocket change. Get ready for a coin that has stunned collectors, shocked appraisers, and made headlines around the world: the 1980 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, a humble penny that once sold for an astonishing $9 million. Yes, you heard that right, $9 million for a single penny. And believe it or not, this coin started its journey just like any other, minted by the billions in the Denver Mint. But one rare variation changed everything, turning this everyday coin into one of the most valuable and desirable coins in American history. Stay tuned, because you'll want to hear every detail, especially if you think you might be lucky enough to own one of these ultra-rare gems. Let's begin with the history behind this remarkable coin. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, none other than President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin celebrated Lincoln's 100th birthday and quickly became a beloved piece of American currency. Fast forward to 1980, and the Lincoln cent had already been in production for over 70 years. But 1980 was a pivotal year in the history of American coinage. The economy was in flux, inflation was rising, and the cost of materials was becoming a concern for the U.S. Mint. Pennies were still made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, but rising metal prices meant the mint was closely monitoring costs and looking ahead at potential composition changes. In fact, just 2 years later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint would switch from copper-based cents to a primarily zinc composition. So, the 1980 coins represent some of the last true copper cents ever struck in mass quantities. The 1980 Lincoln cent was minted in Denver, Colorado, and over 5.1 billion of them were produced. That's right, billions with a B. So you might be asking, how can a coin that was minted in the billions possibly be worth millions of dollars? The answer lies in rarity, errors, condition, and history. Among those billions of coins, a handful were struck with astonishing minting errors or other remarkable characteristics that make them incredibly rare. Combine that with near-perfect condition, known as mint state or uncirculated, and you have the recipe for a multi-million-dollar treasure. And in the case of the most famous 1980 Lincoln penny, all of those elements came together in one coin, a coin that stunned the numismatic world when it sold for $9 million at a private auction. So what made this particular 1980 Lincoln penny so special? First, it was flawless. Graded by PCGS, the professional coin grading service, it received a mint state 68 plus red, MS 68 plus RD, grade, an almost unheard of level of perfection for a coin over 4 decades old. This means the coin had a full red copper color, no signs of wear, and nearly flawless surfaces under magnification. A coin of this grade from 1980 is almost impossible to find because most of these pennies were used, handled, and worn down over time, but here's where things get even more interesting. The coin also featured a rare die variety, known among experts as a misaligned die strike, where the obverse and reverse dies were slightly off-center, resulting in a coin that is not only pristine but also incredibly rare from a production standpoint. Some believe this particular coin may have been a test strike, produced during a brief moment at the Denver Mint when new dies were being calibrated. Others believe it was simply a spectacular mint error that slipped through the cracks. Whatever the case, collectors were astounded. When the coin was certified and listed for auction, the bidding war was ferocious. Collectors from all over the world, from Wall Street investors to royal collectors to museum curators, battled it out. And when the final gavel fell, the coin had fetched an astonishing $9 million, setting a new record for a Lincoln cent and instantly becoming one of the most expensive coins in U.S. history. Now let's talk about the current market value for the 1980 Lincoln cent. While most of these coins are only worth face value, just 1 cent, circulated examples in decent condition might sell for a few cents to $1 or $2. But if you happen to find one in uncirculated mint condition, especially graded MS 65 or higher, you could be holding onto a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. A confirmed MS 67 red 1980 penny can sell for up to $3,000 or more at auction, depending on demand and eye appeal, and if you're lucky enough to own a coin with a recognized mint error, such as a double die, off-center strike, or broad strike error, your penny could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, even in circulated condition. But the ultimate prize, of course, is that 1 in a billion specimen, the $9 million gem. And who knows? It's not impossible that another like it could exist, waiting to be discovered in someone's old coin jar, inherited collection, or tucked away in a forgotten box in the attic. So what should you look for if you want to go treasure hunting? Here's your checklist. Look for the D mint mark below the date, which indicates it was minted in Denver. Check the color. The more original red copper luster it has, the better. Examine the surfaces, no scratches, dents, or signs of wear. If it looks perfect to the naked eye, consider having it graded professionally by PCGS or NGC. Watch for oddities or errors. Anything that looks slightly off, like misalignments, doubling, or extra metal, could be a valuable mint error. And finally, do your research and stay connected to the numismatic community. Auctions, forums, and expert appraisals can guide you in determining the real value of your coin. This coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a piece of history, a symbol of American craftsmanship, and potentially, a life-changing discovery. It's proof that sometimes, even the smallest things in life, like a penny, can turn out to be worth a fortune. So the next time you get change from the store or crack open your old coin collection, don't ignore those copper cents. That 1980 D. Lincoln penny could be more than just a relic from the past, it could be your ticket to a multi-million-dollar payday. Thank you for joining us today for this amazing journey through the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into coins that could be worth a fortune. Share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might be sitting on a goldmine without even realizing it. Until next time, keep looking, keep learning, and keep collecting. Happy treasure hunting!